6 messages they cannot resist. Never be ignored again. Imagine this. You've just sent a message and you know there's no chance they can ignore it. In a world where people are bombarded with notifications, it's easy to be forgotten or left unread. Maybe you've sent a text only to watch as it sits there, unread, or worse yet, read and ignored. Getting a real conversation going seems impossible, and every reply you do get is short, cold, and makes you feel like you're just bothering them. But if that sounds all too familiar, you're in the right place. Today I'm going to reveal 6 powerful messages that, once you send them, will cut through the noise and grab their full attention. Stay tuned, because the final message is crafted to make ignoring you nearly impossible. Let's dive into why certain messages trigger immediate responses. Here's a quick insight. Number 1. Curiosity-sparking message. First, the areas of the brain sensitive to discomfort light up, indicating that you're feeling uneasy because you recognize there's something you don't know. To capture and maintain someone's attention effectively, especially when the stakes are high, like getting someone genuinely interested in you, it helps to understand the natural interplay of curiosity and reward in the human brain. This journey begins with the discomfort you feel when you realize there's something you don't know. A classic Stoic concept that embraces curiosity as a path to wisdom and growth. In moments of uncertainty, the brain's regions responsible for learning and memory activate, pushing us to seek out answers, to bridge the gap between knowing and not knowing. For a Stoic, harnessing this curiosity within oneself and others can open doors to deeper connections, clearer communication, and ultimately, Stoic happiness. This is where Stoic mindset can be applied directly to modern life. In interactions, especially with those we're trying to draw closer, sparking curiosity isn't manipulation. It's about kindling a shared interest, a dynamic exchange where both parties feel alive and engaged. For instance, if you're texting someone and want to grab their attention, consider sending something like, "You won't believe what you were doing in my dream last night." Notice how a simple sentence can create a gap between what she knows and what she wants to know. This small provocation triggers curiosity, and curiosity, according to studies on how our brains release dopamine, is wired to feel satisfying when it's pursued. But here's the trick. Don't reveal everything right away. Instead, let her curiosity simmer, as a Stoic would suggest, and gradually draw her into a deeper conversation. It's about building a solid connection through restraint and anticipation, values at the heart of Stoicism today. When you hold back just a little, you allow the other person to actively participate, drawing them closer and making them feel like a part of the discovery process. Of course, the Stoics remind us to approach each interaction with integrity. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane." In today's context, this might mean crafting your message with an awareness of who you're talking to and respecting their boundaries. For instance, if you're reaching out to someone you barely know, steer clear of overly intimate or personal topics, as it could come off as presumptuous or overly forward. Instead, get creative with the dream example and use it as a springboard for engaging topics that allow her to share her thoughts and be curious, rather than feeling cornered or awkward. Remember, Stoic mindset and Stoic happiness aren't about pushing boundaries. They're about creating connections grounded in respect and understanding. A conversation built on curiosity is a conversation that feels alive, evolving, and importantly, memorable. Through each pause, each carefully placed word, you're not just trying to win someone over. You're offering them an experience that makes both of you feel present. This isn't about impressing someone, it's about embracing the unknown with patience and self-control, much like a Stoic would approach life's uncertainties. In doing so, you create a space that encourages curiosity and engagement, where every response becomes a shared moment of discovery. By embodying a calm, Stoic approach in your interactions, you not only avoid desperation, but also present yourself as someone grounded and intriguing. And when you do, you may find that the curiosity you sparked leads to a meaningful connection, one that resonates well beyond a fleeting message or text. Number 2. Expectation-building message. When it comes to captivating someone's attention and sparking their curiosity, crafting the right message can make all the difference, and this holds especially true for high-value men like you. In a world where attention spans are shrinking and distractions are abundant, standing out is about creating that subtle sense of intrigue that keeps her coming back to your messages, wondering what's next. Picture this. You're chatting casually with her, and instead of the usual small talk, you drop something with a hint of mystery. For example, if you know her birthday is around the corner, try this. I know your birthday's coming up next month. I have something interesting in mind that I think you'd love. Want a hint? Instantly, you've shifted from predictable to compelling, making her look forward to what's coming. This isn't just about a gift. It's about creating a small shared secret that draws her in and makes her curious about your next move. Now let's take it up a notch. You could say, I was at the mall the other day and came across something that made me think of you, so I picked it up. When are you free to get your little surprise? Watch what happens next. Her response will likely be one of surprise, excitement, and an eagerness to uncover the mystery. These kinds of messages work wonders because they tap into her natural curiosity and the thrill of anticipation. But here's the key. You're not just dropping hints. You're showing that you've thought about her, and you've gone out of your way to bring her something special, even if it's small. This isn't about the gift. It's about the thought, the intrigue, and the energy you put into making her feel valued. You're building a moment that's hard to resist because, as a high-value man, you understand that women are naturally drawn to a sense of excitement and unpredictability. Think about it. What woman wouldn't want to engage with someone who brings a dash of mystery into her day-to-day routine? So, if you're looking to keep the spark alive, try a message like, if you're up for it, join me this Friday. I have a surprise planned, and I guarantee you've never experienced anything like it before. You're not just inviting her out. You're inviting her into an experience she can't fully imagine, creating an element of suspense that makes her eager to be part of it. High-value men, like those who embrace Wynne Stoic principles, don't bombard with attention. They use anticipation to keep things fresh, to keep her interested and wondering, what's next? The best part? These small efforts to spark curiosity can translate into deeper interest, more engagement, and a feeling that you're someone worth her time and attention. So, take a moment to think about your next message. Instead of simply reaching out to check in, aim to create a mini-adventure through your words. If you can master this art of building anticipation, you won't just be another conversation in her chat feed. You'll be the message she's waiting to open, the conversation she wants to keep going. And isn't that what truly leaves a lasting impression? Great. You're mastering the art of building intrigue like a high-value man. Drop a comment saying, I'm a mystery maker, to show you're committed to leveling up your conversations. Stick around. There's more to learn that will keep them coming back for more. Number 3. Genuine compliment message. The next Stoic life lesson in messaging that every man should master is the art of offering a genuine compliment, a compliment that goes beyond physical appearance to something much deeper and more personal. What is Stoicism if not understanding human nature and navigating it wisely? And this very understanding is what makes your compliment meaningful and impactful. Instead of defaulting to her looks, which can often seem superficial or even off-putting, focus on her character, her mind, and her unique qualities. Consider this. If she's ambitious, perhaps an entrepreneur or a dedicated professional, recognize her intellect, her strategic thinking, or her dedication. For instance, if she talks about her latest work project, compliment her leadership skills or her ability to make tough decisions. It's these types of comments that reveal your attentiveness and genuine respect, setting you apart as someone who sees her value beyond the surface. Why does this work so powerfully? People generally respond to compliments that feel sincere and insightful. When someone appreciates you for who you are at your core, it's almost impossible not to feel a connection and a sense of gratitude. Just think of it. Don't you feel drawn to those who understand and appreciate the real you? This response is human nature, and understanding this is a fundamental Stoic life lesson. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Likewise, when you shift your focus from surface-level compliments to genuine praise that resonates, you're not only sparking a response, but also cultivating a connection based on mutual respect and understanding. When you engage in conversations that go deeper, you're turning a mere message into a moment of connection, which often leads to a more profound dialogue. Imagine that feeling of receiving a reply, not out of obligation, but because your words struck a chord, because they appreciated how you saw them in a way others might not. That's the power of intentional communication. It isn't about saying what she wants to hear, but what she perhaps needs to hear to feel valued as an individual. What's more, using this approach encourages her to open up, sparking meaningful exchanges that are rewarding for both of you. Isn't this precisely the kind of interaction that leaves a lasting impression? Another powerful idea rooted in Stoic life lessons is the understanding that our words shape others' perceptions and feelings. Seneca advised, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." In the same way, the quality of your conversation holds far more weight than its length. A brief, heartfelt message can often be more impactful than a long-winded text full of empty flattery. Wouldn't you rather send one message that resonates deeply than 10 that go unnoticed? This is how Stoicism teaches us to be deliberate and thoughtful in our approach, making each word count. So, as you continue honing your messaging skills, remember that these Stoic life lessons are not just tactics. They're principles grounded in understanding and respecting others. When you think about it, aren't the best connections built on seeing each other's true nature? With each message, aim to build an authentic bond that makes her eager to hear from you again. And, as you do, reflect on how these small gestures align with the teachings of Stoicism, helping you not only attract others, but connect with them on a level that transcends words. Now, how will you use this insight in your next message? Number 4. Ask for her opinion on an important matter. When you seek her opinion on something that truly matters to you, you're not just asking a question, you're inviting her to be a part of your journey, a part of your world. Imagine this. You're thinking of starting something new. Maybe it's a career move or a personal project. And instead of keeping it to yourself, you reach out and say, "I'm considering trying something different. What do you think? It's a simple question, but its impact is powerful. This small act shows that her views are significant to you and that you respect her insights. It's no longer just about you. You're building a bridge, inviting her to walk alongside you. This approach helps her feel valued and respected, making her see you as someone who's confident and secure enough to welcome her ideas. And think about it. Isn't this a core lesson from Stoic philosophy? Stoics teach us that relationships grounded in respect, where each person's thoughts are valued, are the strongest. For high-value men, or anyone on a journey toward becoming a win Stoic, asking for her perspective in this way doesn't just get her attention. It nurtures a bond where both people are enriched by each other's strengths. Picture it this way. In today's world, everyone's racing ahead, trying to appear self-sufficient and unaffected. But sometimes, the simplest and most powerful connection comes from those moments when we show genuine curiosity in someone else's view. Imagine you're working through a big life choice, and instead of just thinking it over alone, you say, "What would you do in my shoes?" It's subtle, yet it opens a door. By doing this, you're allowing her to contribute positively to your path, and people naturally gravitate toward those they feel invested in. When you share an important question with her, it subtly shows that you're not bound by ego or need to control everything alone, a trait that not only aligns with Stoic ideals, but is also a hallmark of high-value men. It's not about giving away all the power. It's about demonstrating confidence that's so grounded it doesn't need to stand alone. And here's a question for you. When was the last time you truly valued someone else's advice without feeling threatened by their input? For the modern man on the path to mastering Stoic life lessons, this mindset shift is vital. It's more than just asking questions. It's about building a connection based on shared values and mutual respect. The real win here isn't just about getting her attention, but about cultivating a space where both feel valued, heard, and respected. So remember this key lesson. In moments of seeking advice, you're not just solving your problems. You're creating meaningful bonds that elevate you both. This, my friend, is how high-value men, true practitioners of Win Stoic, strengthen their connections, rooted in genuine respect and mutual growth. What are your thoughts on this approach? How could you apply this in your own life today? Thanks for making it this far. You're truly on a path toward meaningful connections. Drop a comment saying, "I value respect," if you're ready to bring this level of depth into your relationships. Stick around, because together we're building bonds that last. 5. Send a teaser message about future plans together. Imagine this. You've got someone in your life who you've been wanting to connect with on a deeper level, and you want to make sure your messages never go unnoticed, that they can't resist opening and responding. One of the most powerful ways to do this is by sending what I'd call a future hint message, which gives them a glimpse into the exciting possibilities you see for the two of you together. It could be something as simple as, "I've got a small plan in mind for the weekend, but I'll keep it a surprise for now. Can't wait to share it with you." Or if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, try something like, "How about we plan something interesting this weekend? Any ideas?" With just a subtle nudge toward a shared experience in the near future, you're creating anticipation, a sense of curiosity, and, most importantly, an expectation of enjoying time together. By suggesting something for the future, you're essentially telling them, "I'm thinking of us," and inviting them to picture the possibilities of time spent together. This not only sparks excitement, but also builds a bridge for a deeper emotional connection, making them feel valued and wanted in your life. When we talk about connections that matter, we should think of one of Marcus Aurelius's famous reminders: waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Here, being one means taking steps to nurture the bonds we want to last, engaging in ways that are intentional and meaningful, and this message you send does just that. You're not just passing the time with them, you're inviting them into your life in a way that shows you see a future with them. Do you think this small gesture could have a big impact on how they see the relationship, how they feel about it? What you're doing here isn't about grand gestures. It's about consistent, thoughtful communication that reinforces how much you value their presence. This is what Stoic life lessons teach us. It's about showing up, being present, and letting those small, intentional actions speak louder than words. What if you used this strategy in every relationship that truly mattered to you? Imagine how much closer and connected you'd feel with those who mean the most. In Stoicism, we're often taught that words are powerful and that it's wise to use them sparingly, but when you do speak, or in this case text, let it have weight and purpose. The act of sharing a small glimpse into a potential shared future is a gesture that not only excites but also comforts. It says, "I'm here and I'm thinking of us." So next time you're ready to text them, consider, what's one small way you can create that spark of anticipation, that feeling of being valued, without overstating it? By applying these Stoic life lessons, you're aligning with the true meaning of what is Stoicism, crafting meaningful connections, focusing on what's within your control, and letting the impact of your actions resonate on their own. Try it, and notice how they respond. You may just find that this simple strategy turns a casual connection into something far more fulfilling. Number 6. Recall a shared memory between you both. Imagine this. You're reaching out to someone special, and you want to say something they can't ignore, something that will immediately spark an emotional response and deepen your connection. Picture this. "Hey, remember that cozy little coffee shop we found? That afternoon was unforgettable." This simple question can be far more impactful than it seems, rekindling a shared memory in a way that pulls both of you into that moment. When you remind her of a shared experience, it's not just words. It's a doorway into a warm, shared space where both of you felt connected and valued. Memories like these are powerful tools for fostering closeness, and even without intending it, you've stirred her feelings by making her feel cherished. As we explore Stoic life lessons in relationships, remember that even the Stoics recognized the importance of genuine connection. Epictetus once said, "Seek not the good in external things, seek it within yourselves." By focusing on meaningful connections and fostering them in a mindful way, you're embracing what is Stoicism, living in alignment with values of respect, integrity, and awareness. Stoicism isn't just about controlling emotions, it's also about engaging meaningfully with empathy and authenticity. A moment like this, recalling a shared memory, brings depth to a conversation. It isn't about manipulation, but rather a respectful acknowledgement of the experiences you share, creating a bridge of trust and warmth. So, think for a moment. What memory could you bring up that would mean something to her? Reflect on how the smallest, most unexpected memories might hold the greatest power. Could it be a spontaneous road trip, a night spent talking under the stars, or even a quick lunch that led to a heartfelt conversation? By using these memories to foster genuine connections, you show her the strength and stability that come with a Stoic mindset. You're grounded, confident, and unafraid to open up the doors to meaningful dialogue. Stoicism teaches us not to chase approval, but to bring our truest selves to each moment. So when you reach out, do it with sincerity. Ask her, for example, "Remember the laughter we shared when we got caught in the rain?" This question isn't just about recalling the past, but about recreating that joy in the present. It reminds her of how special your shared time is, an invitation to experience that closeness again. Just like Stoic principles suggest, focusing on what you can control, your actions, words, and intention, makes a lasting impression without forcing it. Think about it. What would you want someone to remember about you? What would they never ignore if you said it to them? In a way, this simple practice of recalling shared experiences is a modern twist on what is Stoicism. It's a practice rooted in the power of awareness and the courage to connect deeply. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." So, be the kind of person who leaves a memorable impact, who understands the value of shared moments, and who knows how to reach out in a way that makes others feel seen, valued, and never ignored. Let every memory you invoke, every message you send, come from a place of grounded, stoic confidence. She won't be able to resist responding to that kind of sincerity and depth. In the journey of finding connection and understanding in love, making a lasting impression on someone special goes beyond appearance. It's about how we act and express genuine care. For men, small gestures, sincere words, and a natural approach can be the key to attracting a woman's attention in a meaningful way. Here are some valuable tips to help you create a natural and heartfelt impression that will leave a mark on her heart. In this video, we dived into 6 transformative messages rooted in Stoic philosophy that can make a lasting impact and ensure you're never overlooked again. Each message empowers you to communicate from a place of self-respect, resilience, and clarity, qualities that not only help you stand out, but also strengthen your relationships. Imagine the growth and confidence that can come from knowing exactly how to express yourself in a way that truly resonates with others. By practicing these principles in your daily interactions, you're not only applying Stoic wisdom, but also cultivating a mindset that supports your happiness and personal evolution. So, which of these 6 messages resonates the most with you? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share with friends who might benefit. See you in the next video. 1. Be confident but not arrogant. In today's complex world of relationships, embodying confidence without crossing into arrogance can be an art form, a delicate balance that requires both self-assurance and humility. A Stoic mindset teaches us that genuine confidence is born from within, rooted in an awareness of our intrinsic worth, not in validation from others. The ancient Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, held that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, emphasizing the power of self-control and inner strength. To achieve Stoic happiness, we must first cultivate confidence that shines without overshadowing others. This inner stability is magnetic because it stands out in a world where many are either overly boastful or too hesitant to express their true selves. It's this balance, this calm assurance that will captivate her attention and leave a lasting impression, creating a connection that is both rare and resilient. Such grounded confidence doesn't seek to dominate. Rather, it exudes a quiet strength that resonates deeply. In our fast-paced, image-driven world, many are driven by external factors, likes, validation, social appearances, so a man who acts without seeking approval instantly stands apart. Stoicism today reminds us that what others think of us is beyond our control, and placing importance on internal validation rather than external acknowledgement empowers us to lead with humility. In every encounter, let your actions reflect who you are, not to prove anything but to be genuinely present. Humility, as a counterpart to confidence, creates an air of authenticity. It subtly says that you value her perspective, not just your own. This balance of self-worth and respect for others is what makes the Stoic approach to confidence so powerful. In building connections, remember the importance of letting go of the need to impress. When we release this need, we create a natural presence that fosters Stoic happiness, drawing others closer without manipulation or pretense. It's about embracing each moment authentically and maintaining a calm detachment from how others react to us. This approach not only builds stronger connections, but also reflects the depth of a man grounded in Stoicism. If you're still with us, you're on the path to true, grounded confidence. Drop a comment saying, "I am calm confidence," to show you're embracing this powerful mindset. Stay tuned, because there's more to unlock on this journey. 2. Listen more than you speak. When engaging with someone special, one of the most profound yet underrated ways to leave a lasting impression is simply to listen, but not just any listening, the kind that shows genuine interest and empathy. That kind of listening where you're fully present, taking in every word, and showing her that her thoughts, experiences, and feelings matter to you. In a world where so many are focused on their next line or how they appear, high-value men, especially those embodying the Win Stoic approach, know that true strength lies in humility, patience, and understanding. As you lean into the art of listening, remember this isn't about nodding along or glancing at your phone. It's about engaging wholeheartedly, showing curiosity through questions, and letting her voice be heard. Think about it this way. Have you ever had a conversation where you felt invisible, like the other person wasn't really hearing you? Now, flip the script. How would she feel if you gave her your undivided attention, allowing her to share freely? People don't always need someone to fix their problems. They often just need to feel heard. By actively listening, you create a space where she feels valued and respected, and that in turn deepens the connection between you. In today's fast-paced world, where everyone seems more interested in getting their point across than genuinely connecting, simply listening with intention is one of the most attractive traits you can display. It sends a subtle message. I see you and I'm here with you, fully engaged. Let's explore this with a modern-day story. Say you're out with someone and she's talking about a challenge she's recently faced. Instead of cutting in with advice or a story about your similar experience, you ask, "How did that make you feel?" Or, "What do you think you'll do next?" By letting her express herself, by not rushing to change the subject, you're showing that you respect her thoughts and emotions. She'll remember that you gave her the chance to open up, and more often than not, she'll find herself wanting to share even more with you in the future. That's the power of listening. It builds trust and intimacy without saying a word. To elevate this even further, notice the little things. Perhaps she mentions a book she loves or a hobby she's passionate about. The next time you meet, bring up that book or ask her how her latest project is going. Remembering these details tells her that you're invested and that her words didn't just fade away after the conversation ended. Many people talk about confidence and charisma as keys to attraction, but there's a quiet power in truly listening that many overlook. It's a subtle charm that can't be forced or faked, and it's a trait that high-value men understand deeply. Now, let's think deeper. How often do we actually listen without waiting for our turn to speak? How often do we put our focus solely on the other person, making them feel like they're the most important person in the room? The lesson here is simple, yet profound. Listening is more than just silence on your part. It's the conscious choice to be there with someone, fully. In a world where so much is superficial, be the person who values depth, who doesn't just skim the surface. When you approach interactions with this mindset, you cultivate respect, you build connection, and ultimately, you stand out in her heart as someone who genuinely cares. That's the essence of Win Stoic, and that's the mark of a high-value man. 3. Give her space. To make a natural and heartfelt impression that leaves a lasting mark on her heart, it's essential to understand the power of giving her space, and to know how impactful a bit of distance can be. When we talk about space in relationships, it doesn't mean shutting off communication or ignoring her. Rather, it's about allowing breathing room, a space where both of you can exist independently, fostering a sense of freedom within the bond. This practice reflects an ancient Stoic principle, the idea of embracing independence and not allowing oneself to be overly attached to external things, including relationships. In the words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It's won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. When we grant her space, we're not just showing respect for her independence, but also creating an environment that allows her to see your value without the noise of constant messaging or meetups clouding that sense of longing or interest. Imagine this. Rather than rushing to text her every thought, every update, or every moment you think about her, what if you slowed down and chose the right moments to reach out? What if you let her wonder about you a little? Absence, as they say, makes the heart grow fonder. And as Marcus Aurelius, another renowned Stoic philosopher, advised, the more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. This means that while it's natural to want her attention, obsessing over constant communication only weakens your sense of self-control and may even lead her to feel pressured or overwhelmed, which can be counterproductive. Instead, hold back sometimes, not in a game-playing way, but with the genuine intention of fostering a balance in the relationship. Do you think space can make a relationship grow stronger? Or do you worry it might weaken the connection? Reflect on this. Every relationship, like a plant, needs periods of growth and rest. When you give her room to experience your absence, she may develop a greater appreciation for your presence. Moreover, giving her space can help you embody the Stoic values of self-discipline and emotional resilience. What is Stoicism, if not a guide to controlling one's own actions and reactions? Rather than reacting to every impulse or desire to connect, practicing patience allows you to deepen your understanding of both yourself and the relationship. For instance, when you stop trying to control every interaction, you become more in tune with your own inner world, becoming less needy and more self-assured, a quality that naturally draws people in. And this isn't about withholding affection or playing hard to get. It's about nurturing a sense of curiosity and respect. When you allow moments of silence and pause, it invites her to ponder the relationship herself, to reflect on what she feels, and to come back to you not out of obligation, but out of a genuine desire. After all, wouldn't you prefer someone who chooses to be with you because they truly want to, rather than feeling they must? In this context, giving her space also creates an atmosphere of mystery and allure. When you're not always immediately available, she has the chance to anticipate your presence rather than take it for granted. Stoic life lessons often emphasize the value of self-restraint as a means to foster inner strength, and relationships are no exception. By exercising this form of self-control, you're teaching her and yourself that meaningful connections don't depend on constant validation or affirmation. Let's think for a moment. What is it that truly sustains relationships? Is it not the depth of understanding, trust, and respect for each other's individuality? This aligns beautifully with the Stoic belief that happiness comes not from dependence on external circumstances, but from a stable and resilient inner life. When you take a step back, not only does it give her room to consider you and what you bring to her life, but it also affords you time to evaluate your own feelings and expectations. This practice is incredibly liberating and prevents you from losing yourself in the relationship. The next time you feel the urge to text or call her out of routine or fear of losing her, pause. Ask yourself, is this urge driven by genuine connection or by my own desire for reassurance? Realizing this distinction can empower you to act with intention rather than impulse, aligning your actions with Stoic wisdom and leading to a more fulfilling connection. By respecting both her individuality and your own, you create a natural rhythm that invites her to feel comfortable and cherished without feeling restricted or confined. So, as you move forward, remember, give her space, not as a tactic, but as an act of respect for her and for yourself. 4. Keep improving yourself. Embracing self-improvement isn't just a one-time effort. It's a commitment to being a bit better every day, a principle that aligns perfectly with the Stoic mindset. As Marcus Aurelius said, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy, which serves as a reminder that the best way to thrive is by building a life that fulfills your potential. When you invest in your own growth, in passions that ignite your spirit, and interests that enrich your soul, you inherently become a stronger and more compelling presence. This isn't about adopting superficial habits or chasing external admiration, but rather about cultivating a life that resonates with Stoic happiness, an inner joy that is unshakable, regardless of external circumstances. Think of each moment of self-investment as a gift to yourself, one that indirectly benefits others by giving them a more fulfilled, confident version of you. In turn, others can't help but be curious about someone who embodies resilience and growth, a person rooted in purpose and steadily evolving. In Stoicism today, the pursuit of such a life is not about mere ambition or external rewards. Rather, it's about making choices that align with what genuinely nourishes you and stepping confidently into a path that fosters quiet strength and joy. In a relationship, this self-dedication can create an energy that naturally attracts and holds the interest of your partner, sparking admiration for your unwavering commitment to growth. This isn't about broadcasting your achievements, but about silently demonstrating that you value your time and priorities. And when others, including her, see that you're driven by something meaningful, they sense a steadiness that appeals in ways that fleeting charm never could. Each day spent nurturing your own life, through learning new skills, exploring passions, or deepening your understanding of the world, plants seeds of genuine curiosity and respect. In Stoicism, this journey isn't a lonely one. Rather, it's a journey that builds the foundation for a fulfilling connection with others based on admiration, not dependency. By continuously striving to improve, you create a form of Stoic happiness that can't be shaken by trivial disruptions. When you're in a relationship, this pursuit can remind both you and your partner that happiness and connection grow stronger when rooted in a fulfilling, self-empowered life. This commitment to self-betterment helps you avoid losing yourself in someone else, keeping you centered and grounded, and making your presence something valuable and intriguing. Think of a river. It doesn't stand still. It flows, deepens, and carves its own path, which is what makes it awe-inspiring. Similarly, when you keep improving, it's as if you're creating a river of experiences, knowledge, and wisdom. When you live with this growth-oriented Stoic mindset, you're not only happier within, but also create a quiet strength that is magnetic. Living in line with Stoic principles today means honoring this ongoing commitment to oneself, fostering connections that aren't based on dependency, but on mutual admiration and growth. So, don't just improve to impress. Improve to fulfill your own potential. Be guided by your own goals, not by someone else's expectations. Your life's purpose shouldn't be to chase admiration or validation from others, but to live in a way that respects your values and ambitions. This ongoing investment in yourself shapes the kind of confidence that doesn't waver in the face of setbacks. The end result is a form of happiness rooted in true resilience. In doing so, you're not just building a more appealing self, you're nurturing a life that embodies the ideals of Stoicism: happiness, resilience, and a sense of purpose that transcends fleeting circumstances. When you find fulfillment in growing and learning each day, you give others the opportunity to respect and admire someone who truly knows his worth and purpose, an effect that leaves a lasting impression. By embracing this Stoic mindset, you'll discover that the pursuit of self-improvement is a path not only to Stoic happiness, but also to building connections grounded in mutual respect, curiosity, and admiration. 7 signs a woman wants to be approached. How to tell if she wants to talk to you. High-value men must know. The greatest part of our happiness depends on our dispositions, not our circumstances. Martha Washington. Today we're diving into the subtle art of understanding when a woman wants to be approached. Recognizing these signs is key for any high-value man looking to cultivate meaningful connections and personal growth. Have you ever wondered if a woman wanted you to make the first move, but weren't quite sure of the signals? In this video, we'll uncover the 10 signs that show she's inviting you to approach her, and one crucial sign that she's not. Watch closely, and as you do, think about how you can apply these principles to enhance your interactions and boost your confidence. If you've ever experienced a moment like this or have any tips to share, drop a comment below. Let's learn and grow together. 1. Confirmation level eye contact. Understanding the subtleties of eye contact is crucial in today's world, where interactions are often fleeting and loaded with nuance. Women are acutely aware of the power of eye contact and how it can be misinterpreted. Because of this, they often avoid making eye contact with men to sidestep any potential awkwardness or unwanted attention. However, this also means that when a woman does hold your gaze and gives you a smile, even if only for 2-3 seconds, it's not just a casual glance. It's an open invitation for you to approach her. This moment of connection, brief yet powerful, is a clear indication that she's comfortable with you making the next move. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In this context, her willingness to make eye contact reflects a positive mindset towards you. Recognizing this signal is part of the Stoic life lessons every high-value man should learn. To further illustrate, think of eye contact as the modern equivalent of a door left slightly ajar. It's an unspoken invitation for you to step through, but only if you are perceptive enough to notice. Women are often cautious because, in many social settings, their actions can be misread or exaggerated. This is where understanding what is Stoicism can be immensely helpful. Stoicism teaches us to remain calm, measured and observant, qualities that are incredibly useful when interpreting these subtle cues. If you observe her eyes lingering on you with a hint of curiosity or a soft smile, she's likely opening a space for you in her world, however briefly. Moreover, in a society that often moves too fast, where everyone is rushing from one task to another, these small moments of connection are precious. They offer a chance to engage on a deeper level, to move beyond the superficial and truly see each other. As Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This wisdom encourages you to pay attention to non-verbal cues like eye contact and to use them as a guide for your actions. When she maintains eye contact with you, it is a signal that she is open to communication, and this is your moment to step forward confidently. Connecting these principles to modern life, think about how often we miss such opportunities because we're lost in our own thoughts or distracted by our devices. The essence of Stoic life lessons is to be fully present, to engage with the world around you actively. Eye contact is a lost art, but it is one of the most powerful forms of non-verbal communication we possess. If you notice her looking at you and smiling, remember that this could be your cue to engage, to step into a conversation that could lead to something meaningful. Therefore, consider each moment of eye contact not as a random act, but as a deliberate choice. In the crowded chaos of life, if her gaze meets yours and lingers, it's not a coincidence. She's signaling a willingness to connect. Remember, it's not just about noticing these signs. It's about understanding them in the context of Stoic principles, remaining calm, collected, and confident. As a high-value man, you should be attuned to these moments, ready to act with clarity and purpose. In summary, confirmation-level eye contact is one of the most significant signs a woman wants to be approached. It's a green light for you to step up, not with arrogance, but with the quiet confidence of someone who understands the dynamics of attraction and social interaction. It's about recognizing the right moment and seizing it gracefully, a true testament to living with the wisdom of Stoicism today. So next time you're out, pay attention. You never know when a brief moment of eye contact might be the start of something extraordinary. Comment, "I agree," if you resonate with this perspective, or "I don't think so," if you have a different opinion. 2. The initial room scan. When you walk into a room, you might notice certain behaviors that reveal whether a woman is open to being approached. Picture this: you're at a social event, scanning the room yourself, trying to figure out the vibe, who's approachable and who's not. Now, women do this too, but there's a subtle art to reading these signs. A woman who's not interested in engaging will often appear closed off. Her body language speaks volumes. She might cross her arms defensively, bury her face in her phone, or seem completely absorbed in her own world. These are not the signs you're looking for. But when you notice a woman who is scanning the room, taking in her surroundings, and seeming to assess who is around her, this might be your first clue. This kind of active engagement, where she's aware of the people in her environment, can be a subtle but clear indication that she might be open to conversation. Imagine you're at a lively networking event, and you spot her doing just that, glancing around, making brief eye contact with a few people, perhaps even holding a soft smile. She's not just looking around, she's engaging with her environment in a way that suggests curiosity or interest. This could be your opportunity. But don't just rush in. High-value men understand that reading these subtle cues is only part of the game. The next step is all about how you make your move. speaks volumes about your confidence and understanding of social dynamics. Think about this in the context of today's fast-paced world, where meaningful connections are rare and people often hide behind screens and social media profiles. Approaching someone in real life requires a blend of courage, intuition, and a bit of stoic wisdom. In Stoicism, there's a profound emphasis on understanding what is within your control and what is not. In this case, her initial body language might be beyond your control, but how you choose to interpret these signs and how you approach her is entirely up to you. You're not just making a move, you're making a calculated, respectful gesture of interest. Let's bring this into a modern story. You're at a coffee shop, the hum of soft jazz in the background, people chatting, baristas crafting their coffee masterpieces. Across the room, you notice a woman who catches your eye. She's not glued to her phone. Instead, she's looking around, seemingly in her own thoughts, but very much present. She glances at you, a brief, almost imperceptible smile flickering across her face before she continues her visual exploration of the room. Now she doesn't seem closed off. Her body language is open. What would you do next? Would you seize the moment to introduce yourself, perhaps commenting on the ambiance, or asking if she's been here before? Open-ended questions not only provide a way to initiate a conversation, but also give you insights into her thoughts and interests. High-value men know the importance of engaging in a way that feels natural and comfortable. They aren't just trying to win a date, they are genuinely interested in who she is and what she has to say. How do you approach someone while embodying stoic happiness and maintaining a sense of calm and confidence? Stoicism today teaches us to be mindful of our actions, to be present in the moment, and to engage with authenticity. This is not just about picking up women, it's about building connections that are meaningful and respectful. The lesson here is simple, yet profound. In any social setting, take the time to read the room, observe body language and look for signs of openness. Women often give subtle cues that they're interested in being approached. It's your job to notice these signs and decide how to act on them in a way that aligns with your values and respects hers. Remember, being a high-value man is not just about confidence, it's about being aware, respectful, and engaging in a manner that fosters genuine connections. In doing so, you not only increase your chances of forming a meaningful relationship, but also embrace the principles of stoic happiness and stoicism today. So, next time you find yourself in a room full of strangers, pay attention to the subtle signs. Who knows? You might just spot someone who's looking for the very connection you're hoping to make. What would you do at that moment? How would you ensure that your approach reflects both your confidence and your respect for her space and autonomy? Remember, it's not just about making a move, it's about making the right move, one that is thoughtful, intentional, and reflective of the high-value man you strive to be. If you find these insights helpful, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue to explore the profound influence of Stoicism together. 3. Not-so-hidden smile. When trying to understand whether a woman wants to be approached, it's often in the subtle cues she gives away. One such sign is the not-so-hidden smile. Picture this. You're in a room, and from across the way you notice a woman who seems to be smiling, almost playfully. Now, the question running through your mind might be, is she smiling at me, or is it just my imagination? This is a game many women play, a subtle yet deliberate way to encourage you to take the first step. If her smile seems almost uncontrollable, like she's fighting to hold back a grin after catching your eye, chances are it's not by accident. She's likely aware that you're watching and is inviting a light-hearted, flirtatious interaction. The key here, however, is to combine this observation with another critical element: eye contact. As Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, and in this context, her thoughts are written all over her face. Eye contact serves as the bridge between a smile and a conversation. Without it, you might quickly find that her smile was intended for someone else entirely. This brings us to an essential point for all high-value men. Understanding the Stoic mindset, as Epictetus once noted, is about knowing what is within your control and what isn't. You can't control her intentions, but you can control your response. Being aware and present in the moment, noticing these signs, and reading the situation accurately are marks of a man with a Stoic mindset. How do you navigate this? Start by observing without attachment. If she's looking at you with that lingering gaze, perhaps smiling in a way that's almost challenging you to approach, she's likely interested. But remember, every situation is unique sometimes. Her smile might not mean what you think it does. Have you ever thought about how you interpret these signals? Are you reading too much into a smile, or are you missing out on an opportunity because you second-guess yourself? The way a woman smiles at you can tell you a lot about her interest. But to know for sure, combine this with other signs like the openness of her body language, whether she leans in your direction or if she mirrors your actions. When she aligns herself with your movements or seems engaged with your presence, she's communicating on a non-verbal level. High-value men who master this art of observation understand that it's not about making the first move hastily, it's about making the right move. As Seneca wisely advised, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Prepare yourself by observing her cues, maintaining a confident demeanor, and understanding that a Stoic approach allows you to remain calm, composed, and in control. But be careful. There is also a sign that you should not approach. Have you ever considered how to differentiate between genuine interest and mere politeness? Sometimes a woman may smile more out of politeness than a desire to engage. The difference is subtle but noticeable to a trained professional. Pay attention to the context, her other expressions, and her overall mood. The more you develop this awareness, the better you will be at determining when a woman wants to be approached and when it is best to keep your distance. If you find this to be true, please comment below "true" so we can connect. 4. Vocal proximity broadcasting. One of the intriguing ways a woman might signal her interest in being approached is through what can be termed as vocal proximity broadcasting. Imagine it as a form of social radar, where she sends out vocal signals, not unlike sending a message into the vastness of space, waiting to see who responds. This behavior often manifests when a woman says something aloud that only you, within her immediate vicinity, could realistically hear. It's akin to dropping a stone into a pond and watching the ripples to gauge your reaction. This is a subtle, yet deliberate act, often driven by a mix of curiosity and interest. She might comment on something seemingly mundane or make a remark about the environment, just loud enough for you to catch. It's one of those curious, almost instinctual behaviors that can sometimes border on the desperate or the strange, but the intent behind it is clear. She wants you to engage. This is not just a random occurrence, it's a form of communication that requires a keen sense of awareness to catch. As Seneca wisely noted, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. The opportunity here lies in recognizing these subtle cues and being prepared to act on them. If you hear a woman make a comment that seems oddly specific or directed towards your ears alone, she might be opening a door for you to walk through. And in the realm of Stoic life lessons, this is a perfect example of being present and attentive to the world around you, not just passively observing, but actively engaging in life's little opportunities. In modern life, these cues can be easily missed amidst the noise of daily hustle and distractions, but developing a Stoic mindset means cultivating an awareness that is both calm and observant. It's about being grounded in the present moment, fully engaged with the world around you, and not allowing your mind to be clouded by doubt or overthinking. A woman's vocal proximity broadcasting is, in many ways, a small test one that examines your confidence, your attentiveness, and your willingness to step into a moment of interaction. And isn't that what Stoicism is about? Facing life's challenges with poise and understanding, while not shying away from the potential of what a simple, seemingly random remark could lead to. In today's fast-paced world, filled with fleeting moments and passing interactions, understanding the subtle art of vocal cues can set you apart. It's not about being overly analytical, but about tuning in to the subtlety of human interaction. It's a modern application of Stoic principles, being perceptive, mindful, and above all, present. If you're someone on the path of learning what is Stoicism and applying it practically, consider this a lesson in awareness and response. When you hear that vocal proximity broadcast, see it as an opportunity, a chance to engage. Remember, in every interaction, there's a chance for growth, a chance to learn, and a chance to connect. And isn't that the essence of living a fulfilling Stoic life? By being aware of such signs and responding with calm confidence, you're not just following social cues, but practicing the art of being a high-value man, someone who understands the subtleties of human connection and knows how to act upon them. So, the next time you hear a seemingly random comment from a woman in your vicinity, take a moment, breathe, and consider, could this be her way of inviting you into a conversation? And if so, how will you respond? This isn't just about attracting someone's attention. It's about being in tune with the world around you, recognizing the moments when life presents you with a chance to act, to engage, to connect, and to grow. In the end, these small acts of attentiveness are not just signs of understanding women better. They are marks of a man who lives with intention, purpose, and the wisdom of Stoic life lessons. If you find these insights helpful, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue to explore the profound influence of Stoicism together. 5. She sets up the interception. When it comes to understanding whether a woman wants you to approach her, there are often subtle signs that can easily go unnoticed if you're not paying close attention. One of the most telling signs is when she sets up the interception. Now, what does that mean exactly? Picture this. You're at a social gathering, perhaps a party or a networking event, and you notice a woman who seems to be hovering just within your peripheral vision. She isn't just there by accident. She's positioned herself intentionally close to you, ensuring there's no way you can leave without at least noticing her presence. It's almost as if she's created a scenario where you have to pass by her, making it difficult for you to miss an opportunity to engage. This isn't just about standing close. It's about positioning with purpose. If she wanted to make it any easier for you to strike up a conversation, she'd practically have to hand you a script. This kind of setup is a deliberate and bold move, one that signals she's open to talking, and maybe even hoping you'll take the hint and approach her. Think about it. This is her way of setting a trap. not in a negative sense, but more like a gentle nudge in your direction. She's creating a path for you, an opening, if you will, to step in and make your move. This move shows confidence on her part, and it's a pretty significant hint that she's interested in at least a conversation. If you miss this chance, you might not get another one quite like it. Women often use such tactics because, while they may be interested, they might still want to see if you have the confidence to notice these cues and act on them. Confidence is attractive, and by setting up this scenario, she's testing yours. It's a small test, a way to see if you can pick up on the signals she's sending and respond appropriately. In today's fast-paced world, where connections are often fleeting and interactions can feel more digital than personal, these real-life moments become even more meaningful. Take, for example, a story I once heard about a young professional at a tech conference. He noticed a woman who seemed to linger near the coffee stand each time he went to refill his cup. At first, he thought it was a coincidence, but after the third time, he realized she was positioning herself deliberately. She wasn't bold enough to strike up a conversation herself, but her consistent presence was a clear sign she was waiting for him to make the first move. When he finally did, they ended up having a great conversation, leading to a business collaboration and, eventually, a friendship. This story highlights how sometimes opportunities present themselves in the form of these subtle cues. It's about recognizing them and having the courage to act. But how do you feel when you recognize such a signal? Do you seize the opportunity, or do you let it pass, perhaps due to fear of rejection or not wanting to misinterpret her actions? This is where Stoic happiness comes into play. According to Stoicism today, the key to finding happiness and fulfillment isn't about having every interaction turn out perfectly, but rather about recognizing opportunities and taking action with courage and confidence. A Stoic approach encourages you to remain calm, collected, and mindful of your surroundings, understanding that each moment presents a chance to grow, learn, and connect with others. So the next time you find yourself in a similar situation, ask yourself, am I reading this correctly? Is she giving me a sign? And if so, am I ready to act on it? Ultimately, the lesson here is about awareness and taking action when the opportunity presents itself. Life, like these social interactions, is full of opportunities that often require us to be present, to pay attention to subtle cues, and to have the courage to act. Don't let fear keep you from potential connections that could enrich your life in unexpected ways. The key is to be present, observant, and take action. Remember, confidence and awareness are attractive traits, and recognizing when someone is creating an opportunity for you is half the battle. By embracing these principles, you can find Stoic happiness in knowing that you are living boldly and authentically, seizing the moment whenever it presents itself. Comment below, I will apply these principles to express your determination to take this journey. 6. Hair playing. Have you ever been in a room and noticed a woman repeatedly touching or playing with her hair when you're around? This subtle action, while seemingly innocent, can often be a clear sign that she wants to be approached and is hoping to catch your attention. This behavior might not be a conscious decision for all women, but it can certainly indicate a level of interest or attraction. Women, much like men, can become nervous or self-conscious when they are around someone they find intriguing. The act of playing with their hair is often a physical manifestation of this nervous energy. Think of it as a non-verbal signal that she's giving off a sign of her heightened awareness of your presence. She might twirl a strand around her finger, or absent-mindedly brush her hair back over her shoulder, all in a subconscious attempt to draw your eyes towards her. There's also the possibility that her actions may escalate. Perhaps she starts to gather her hair and ties it into a bun or a ponytail. This could happen without her even realizing it. Why? Because she's caught up in the moment, and her mind is racing, trying to balance the act of staying composed while also being aware of your gaze. This behavior is a classic example of what the Stoics would describe as an emotional response, one that is driven more by instinct than rational thought. As Epictetus once said, "We are disturbed not by things, but by the views we take of them." Her hair playing is not just about the action itself, but what it represents, a reaction to her thoughts about you and what you might think of her. So what should a high-value man, someone who embodies the Stoic mindset and practices the principles of Win Stoic, take away from this? Understand that such gestures are subtle invitations. They're signs that she's open to interaction, perhaps even eager for it. It's an opportunity for you to approach with confidence and grace rather than hesitation. This is not the time to second-guess or overthink. It's about recognizing the moment and acting upon it with poise and self-assurance. As Marcus Aurelius advised, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Approach her, engage in a light conversation, and see where it leads. What do you have to lose? After all, a high-value man doesn't fear rejection. He understands that every interaction is a learning experience. He's prepared for any outcome because he's rooted in a Stoic mindset focused on what he can control, which is his response, his attitude, and his actions. And that is precisely what makes him irresistible. If you find yourself in this situation, ask yourself, are you reading the signs correctly? Are you over-analyzing, or are you recognizing the opportunity in front of you? What would a high-value man do in this moment to win? Remember, being attuned to these small yet significant gestures can set you apart. It's about staying present and understanding the subtle cues women give when they want to be approached. So, the next time you notice her playing with her hair, take a deep breath, embrace your Stoic mindset, and make your move. 7. When you look, she preens. In the intricate dance of human attraction, body language often speaks louder than words. One subtle but powerful sign to watch for is a woman preening when she notices you. Preening refers to the small, seemingly innocent actions she takes to make herself more appealing in your presence. It's a behavior that harks back to our primal instincts, where appearance played a significant role in mating choices. When a woman adjusts her hair, smooths her clothing, or delicately cleans her glasses as you glance in her direction, she's subconsciously highlighting her best features. This isn't just about vanity. It's a non-verbal cue that indicates she's aware of your gaze and potentially welcomes it. The next time you find yourself in a social setting, pay attention to these subtle gestures. A woman who continually touches up her appearance when you're around may very well be trying to send a message without uttering a word. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In this context, her preening could be a reflection of her internal dialogue, perhaps thoughts of attraction or curiosity about you. This is a classic example of Stoic life lessons in action. Understanding human nature and our responses to each other is a part of mastering Stoicism. So, what is Stoicism in this context? It's about being mindful and observant of the world around you, recognizing these signs, and responding appropriately with calmness and confidence. For high-value men who embrace Stoicism, knowing when to approach a woman is about more than just recognizing these signs. It's about understanding the nuances of human behavior and the importance of non-verbal communication. When a woman preens, she's sending out a signal that she's interested, but she also wants to see how you react. Will you respond with confidence, acknowledging her signals, or will you hesitate and miss the moment? A stoic man, rooted in self-awareness and mindfulness, knows how to read these cues and act with assuredness. It's about striking the balance between observation and action, using the wisdom of Stoic life lessons to guide your approach. Remember, these subtle actions are not just random movements. They are often subconscious displays that reflect her interest. Just as Epictetus taught us to distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot, observing these signs allows you to understand her intentions without overstepping boundaries. In modern life, where communication is often filtered through screens and digital interactions, recognizing these real-life, organic signs of interest becomes even more valuable. By being present and attentive, you can better navigate the social dynamics around you, enhancing not just your romantic pursuits, but all your interpersonal interactions. In essence, observing preening behaviors is a chance to practice mindful engagement, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. It's not about overthinking or making assumptions. Rather, it's about being aware and respectful of the unspoken language of attraction. This awareness, cultivated through a Stoic mindset, enables you to move forward with a greater understanding of both yourself and others. So next time you catch a woman subtly fixing her hair or adjusting her outfit when she notices you, take it as a sign. Approach with confidence, grounded in your self-worth and understanding of Stoic life lessons, and you'll be more likely to connect in a meaningful and genuine way. After all, being a high-value man isn't just about recognizing the signs. It's about knowing how to respond to them with the wisdom and calmness of a true Stoic. High-value men know the importance of reading these signals to build genuine connections. Now, it's your turn to put these principles into practice. How will you apply what you've learned today? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue the conversation. Your journey to personal growth and happiness starts now.